and we can introduce our players to the top left side. We're going to be starting with the blue Zerg player from Imaginary Gaming, ladies and gentlemen, TargA. Even when I scroll out, I still hit this wall when I try and do my intro. I really need to do it the other way around where I go, TargA. That works a little bit better when there's a wall right next to me. It should be okay on this bottom right hand corner though, as we have from Team MiA, the yellow Terran player, frozz. Once I go, I will never go back. I have literally no idea what you're talking about, Baz. I have literally no idea. The chat has gone crazy. The last couple of games, you guys have been talking about some absolute nonsense. I swear, it's it's been a little bit incredible what the stuff you come out with. So yeah, Coda here for third map, as we have a aggressive opening coming in from TargA, gas first, which is going to be an intriguing way to start this game. So gas first coming in from TargA, see how he wants to use this. I mean, obviously he's going to be for very fast Zergling speed, unless he's going to go do something really crazy like a 7 roach rush, which I suppose is definitely possible, I guess. I mean, yeah, I guess you can 7 roach rush if you really want to. So it's either going to be very fast link speed or a 7 roach rush from TargA. Maybe he thinks he's playing Legacy to avoid, he can play with Ravagers. No, I'm pretty sure this is going to be a link speed opening from him. And look to see what he can get done early in this game. A few speed lanes, might be because he feels as though he might be under the threat from some initial reapers, might be just because he feels he knows how frozz plays, and that he can get a better opening if he opens this way and gets the early speed to put some pressure on him to clean his opponent up, or to deal with what aggression may be coming from his opponent early on. And a Marine about to pop out here, and that'll be able to start chase. Well, it's actually going to be hidden actually, so that's quite interesting. Trying to bait this Overlord maybe a little bit closer, or just wait until the second Marine is out to actually attack the Overlord so that you can come in and maybe try and snipe it before it gets over the edge. It'll be very... I don't think he... depends which direction it goes in, how fast TargA responds. Well, if he goes... Okay, I think he might actually lose it here. He starts moving a little bit earlier than maybe frozz was anticipating, and he should just be able to get away. Yeah, he's going to be able to get away if this one Marine should start going down there. Oh, no way, it's down on 12 hit points. He should be able to chase it down. He should be able to get the kill before the Overlord gets anywhere safe, though. So I guess that's kind of the problem on this map. There's actually not really too many places to save your Overlord. Of course, there's over here. That means you can't really check the front wall and see what your opponent's up to. Now, Overlord goes down, and the first few Zerglings are on the way across the map, but they're not going to do anything just yet. In fact, there's quite a lot of Zerglings on the way across the map. We've got 4 here already, but there's a total of 10 out and about. As TargA finishes up his Overlord, it looks as though he's just going to start up his Queen back at home, though. Hatchery has started as well. frozz, without any scouting early on here, doesn't really know about these Zerglings, and TargA is actually not going to be able to achieve anything because frozz is actually building his command center on the high ground. So this has been a little bit of a sad opening for TargA. Nothing has really gone the way he wanted it to at all. So you know, no CC down here on the low ground to cancel or anything like that. There is a SCV about to build a depot. Has frozz scouted? No. Okay, there's the SCV. Just going to build the depot here instead after seeing a couple of Zerglings down there, and frozz playing very well up to this point, looking as though he is well aware of the potential threat of what TargA maybe likes to do. Third and fourth Hellion will be about to pop out for him, and with 4 Hellions he should be more than safe to start moving out onto the map a little bit. He does want to move out soon because he will want to try and secure his natural expansion in the fairly near future. He has not got a second gas just yet, and so we also don't see a third CC from him at this point in time either, though. So see what frozz is going to lead into right now. Some Hellions start to come across. These Zerglings still put it in a position where they can move in towards the natural if they would like to at any point in time. Hellions can come in towards the natural expansion. TargA knows he doesn't have anything here to defend. He's got a Roachron on the way up, which will help a bunch. First 3 lava at the natural go down, though. That's a little bit of a shame, as frozz will just control this area for now. TargA's going to sneak creep to it down here, get a little bit more creep spreading. These Lingers are picking their time to come in towards the natural, but there's nothing here, and there's still a wall up on the high ground. And TargA's still not quite able to get anything done right now. These Hellions are going to try and sneak by, but the Queen hold positions on the ramp, and that will cost frozz a Hellion. Very well played there by TargA, and actually a little bit of a bait, I guess. frozz thinking he might be able to sneak by there as well. These Zerglings in a little bit of trouble. Hellions chasing them away. frozz going all the way up to 10 Hellions right now, so a lot of Hellions coming out of him as we see some Roaches starting up for TargA, and that's going to be pretty much ideal in terms of dealing with this heavy Hellion count. But a Marauder on the way as well means that frozz will have something useful against these Roaches, as these couple trying to just turn this away. TargA hits a supply block here. Must have lost an Overlord just around the back of the natural or so. And yeah, frozz just setting up his wall finally on the natural. He's taking his time in getting to this point, but he knows that TargA hasn't been on the best economy either. He's been over to the natural, he's seen the drones pulled away from the mineral line, so he's been in no super duper rush to kind of put this natural command center down and get ready to go. These Hellions moving across here. There's a hell of a lot of Hellions, remember, but you got to remember there is Roaches out for TargA, and they're very well positioned, and so these get turned around almost immediately here with no damage done. However, third base is being denied simply by being out on the map by these Hellions. TargA has not taken the opportunity to move towards his third base as a couple of Zerglings run by into the natural, but frozz very quick to deal with that with his Marauder and Marine count, which he's already been building up here. Now, I'm a little bit worried for TargA because he's going into this kind of roach composition, but he's going up against Terran who's going to be playing very aggressively. He's going up to 3 racks of starport and already introducing Marauders to his composition way before 3rd CC, so this is going to open up some aggressive timings, and actually, roaches in general aren't really... once the power of roaches is being able to outmass your opponent because they're cheap, they're low tier tech, and they are able to be produced. You can produce a lot of them very quickly. But once your roach count, very early on, your roach count isn't super huge, and if the Terran players really commit into army, then in comparison to the Terran players, army count, the roach count is even smaller than it usually is in kind of proportions. So timing push here from frozz could definitely maybe get some damage done before TargA really masses up enough roaches to make this kind of style successful. Combat shields is on the way, and we might see that timing, that push line up with, say, +1 from frozz. Or maybe even just the first 2 medevacs. I mean, he could move out with the first 2 medevacs and then just pull back. These Hellions need to be so careful. He's thrown away so many Hellions right now, just running them into roaches. And of course, they would be such a great addition to the army. Even if he just drops an armory, I mean, with so many Hellions early on, it's almost worthwhile just dropping an armory and adding these as Hellbats into your attack. Even if frozz isn't maybe looking to add an armory in this game, because he is pretty much 2 base all in at this point. He's not going to start a 3rd command center. He's not really going to look to head into +2 upgrades. Some roaches going to come in and surround these Hellions from either side, and he's so unlucky not to actually grab one of those there. TargA's roach count continuing to increase, and he is ahead in army supply right now. +1 missile attack has finished as well. First 2 medevacs actually just going to load up and send at these some units over towards the main base. TargA, is he going to spot this? He might be so unfortunate. I think they might just pass by. He sees them, okay, he goes through the Overlord path, but the roaches are so far out of position right here. There's a lot of mines, but there's actually not that many units. These Hellions are going to get caught, and a couple of them make it into this base. Let's see if he's going to be pulled here, but this Spelunker's going to go down in just a matter of seconds, and making his way through this. TargA going to try and see what he can get done. The Roach is getting taken down pretty frequently, but that drop is in the back of TargA's main base as these Roach numbers are actually starting to increase quite rapidly here, and another mine actually takes down a lot of them over here. Well, there's a lot of Roaches, one of the medevacs taken down, the other one getting targeted by the Queens as well. Both these guys trading with each other right now. How many workers killed? 6 workers killed by TargA, none by frozz. And that puts us on a bit of an interesting scenario. Both players on even upgrades, +1 on either side of the map. And the worker count is dead even as well. Only 2 orbital commands for frozz, which means he is still slightly ahead in economy, but not quite as far ahead as you would usually expect a town to be on equal workers. 3 medevacs heading across the map, but there's only not even 2 full medevacs worth of units in here. But TargA's been making drones right now, and it looks as though he missed this on his minimap, so he hasn't made any roaches recently, and because of that, this might be a little bit scary for him to deal with. In fact, it might be nigh on impossible for him to deal with. Now he starts to return home with these roaches. He knows it's all he's got. These drops start to unload, and Frozz is going to look to see what sort of damage he can get done. His first queen gets slowed by the concussive shells, and he's going to go down. Workers now starting to fall, and Frozz finally finding a way to get some damage done. As this leg going to get targeted here. The Overseer going down as well. Frozz just continue to pick away at a couple of these roaches right now, turning away the attention of this attack from his main base, and that is the most important thing about this, because it just gives him time to continue massing up this 2-base all in. He's got so many mines here. It's a dangerous minefield to walk into at the front of his base. Siege tank production now does begin for him, so going to go into something maybe a little bit more useful against roaches here from that factory. And Frozz is 20 army supply up as he begins to move across the map with these mines and the marines, the marauders, the rest of the medevacs, which aren't over here trying to drop. So Frozz beginning to move forwards, TargA losing overload left and right, and having to remake those, of course. Mines being left behind for a moment or two, which is a little bit interesting as these marines start to unload, and will pick off another overlord. Stimming forwards towards the centre of the map. This watchtower going to be taken. It looks as though Frozz will just convene his entire army together to start pushing as an entire unit here. TargA still with units in his main base, scared of these drops. He's lost a lot of map control, so you can't really... It's kind of tough for him to kind of keep track of where everything is. He doesn't know if there's drops still out there about to hit his main. And of course, if a drop was to come into his main, a couple of medevacs could do a lot of damage before his roaches were able to respond. So now it seems to be that he's starting to realise that what is happening is just one massive push coming towards him here. And Frozz is maybe going to be looking for an engagement in a moment or two. Maybe TargA is. He's coming in from all different angles, and he's going to come in before this siege tank sieges, but the mines from behind doing a lot of damage here. And actually, Frozz doesn't see him. Does he? Okay, I think he does have enough. These mines helping out quite a lot in the end, and wow, the Roach Hydra army just absolutely melts here against the 1-1 Terran. So many medevacs in the sky. The mines actually doing a lot of kind of softening here to soften up the roaches and so on. And with that, MiA put themselves onto the scoreboard, and well,